gentlemen.
It's time to embrace a youthful mindset and envision your future. Take the lead is in your walls.
Take the lead is in your walls.
This platform serves as a space for engagement designed to equip young people to become effective leaders. They are actively contributing, creatively engaged, and determined in various fields. And now, this is Take the Lead.
Hello to you out there, and thank you for always sticking with us on West Africa Democracy Radio. Welcome again to Take the Lead, the 8th edition of your Youth Exchange program in the year 2025. Today, we focus on the West African film industry, and we will be counting on you, movie lovers, to identify some challenges of training young people to become professional actors and actresses. Kindly join us right now live on 94.9 FM on our online platforms. We are streaming live on Facebook, WADR English Service, on YouTube at WADR. Don't forget to also send in your comments on our live social media feeds, as we will read them out on the program. You know, the inconsistency of a continent with renowned filmmakers began to change in the 1990s when aspiring artists in Nigeria and Ghana began to make inexpensive movies using video technology. But as digital video technology advanced, this process of informal video production quickly spread to other regions, including the West African region. So the West African video movie industry has now grown to become one of the most prominent, diverse, and dynamic expression of pan-African popular culture in Africa and, by extension, the global world. However, challenges still persist for young people who aspire to become professional actors and actresses, like the ones who the continent have had for decades. And those are the difficulties that we will be discussing today.
Take the Lead is back in 2025 with a brand new format. Yes, your youth exchange space will now be broadcast live every Friday at 4:05 p.m. Universal Time. And that's not all. Dear internet users and WADR subscribers, you have the opportunity to experience the show live and direct on our online platforms on Facebook at WADR English Service and on YouTube at WADR. Take the Lead every Friday from 4:05 p.m. Universal Time and rebroadcast same day at 1 a.m. Universal Time. Also on every Tuesday, your youth program will be rebroadcast at 7:15 a.m. and 4:05 p.m. GMT. Take the lead and champion the discourse for the betterment of young people.
And you heard that rightly. Well, our guests for today include a filmmaker, an English trainer, a student, and an entrepreneur from across West Africa. And they are Ibrahim Amfai Brems, a Senegalese filmmaker born in Dakar, Senegal. He made his first short film titled Point Mort during the Kano Bamako in 2021. Next is Jean Didier Lead, an English trainer, coach, and interpreter. Jean has trained many professionals and students in Senegal. We also have Afrida Johnson. Afrida is a Liberian student at the College of Cardinal Hassindi Chandom in Dakar. And up next is Nana Ferdinand Shamak, a Cameroonian entrepreneur right here with us. And not forgetting you, our listeners and viewers, because we are expecting your comments on our live feed. So you are so very special to us as we consider you as our online guests. Not to waste your time, and now we will begin with our panelists as they share their own personal assessment of the West African film industry. And as I stated earlier, we have with us a film maker. So it is best necessary that we begin with the film maker to share with us, his personal assessment of the film industry in West Africa. So how are you doing, Brems, and welcome to the West Africa Democracy Radio.
Thank you. I'm a Brems, and I'm a filmmaker, a Senegalese filmmaker. It's a pleasure to come here to be part of this debate. I can say here in Senegal, we couldn't say that we have an industry in cinema here in Senegal. We just have some producer, maybe not enough producer to cover all the technicians here in Senegal. And we have a lot of stuff to do to pretend to be an industry here in Senegal. Yeah.
That's right. That's right. Let's hear from Frida. Welcome to our radio station and, of course, the Young People's Platform. It is often good to welcome ladies, especially I know you are seated among these men. But what do you make of the West African movie industry? You must be someone who have watched movies to some extent. What can you consider the industry to be like?
Good afternoon, and thank you for having me. It's an honor to be here to discuss an issue that is crucial to West African movie industry. Well, I think that the African movie industry has really grown compared to before. Like, there's a lot of African movies on Netflix that's gone worldwide, and we're getting recognized worldwide.
Wow, we are getting recognized worldwide. Ferdinand, welcome. It's a pleasure to host you in our studios.
Well, thank you very much for welcoming in our WAV radio today. It's such an honor to be part of this panel to discuss about the challenges of actors and actresses in the film industry in West Africa. I, for one, I can say, if we look back in the 1990s as compared to today, I can see there's a little drastic move and an increase in what has to do with movies in West Africa. Though they have their challenges, but we are making a grand step, as if we can put it that way.
All right. Let's hear from Jan Didier Lee. How are you doing? And welcome to the platform as well. Hello to you, Jen, and welcome to the platform. I think our technicians are working on that to have Jen live, but we will continue. As Brems, you already explained your own assessment, but looking at the main challenges, and we'll just strictly go into business, looking at the main challenges within the West African film industry, what would you consider some of them to be?
I think we have a lot of stuff to do to pretend to be a very, very productive industry. Because, like when you see young people, the young technician who freshly come out to school, they don't have enough opportunities to be in some set to express what they know, what they have on their mind. I think we have a lack of training for the youth people, and we have to pretend to I don't know how I say it, to manage that point before pretending to be an industry. Okay. Just work to give an opportunities to the young people to have some job first in the domain before pretending to be an industry. Maybe the other country like Nigeria, they have an industry, but here in Senegal, we do have problem to manage all the technician, all the young technician who just freshly came out the school. So there is an important part that every producer, I think, should do an action to help young people.
Okay, considering the skills and techniques, and to you, Afrida, from the movies so far you've watched, from their acting, what do you think a young person, aspiring actor, deserves to have, the kind of skill or technique that you need to have to become an actor or actress?
Well, I think you need to have a deep emotional connection to the character and immersing oneself fully in the character's life, reacting truthfully in the moment, and mastering voice and movement to suit theater or film. Yeah, I think those are the skills you need to embody a character in a movie.
Ferdinand, Afrida is talking about movements in the body, to some extent the knowledge, the know-how. For you, what would you consider as those techniques that one needs to have?
Well, there's so many techniques that one really needs to have to be in the film industry. First of all, we have to take in mind the emotions.
Emotions.
You know, when you talk about acting a movie, you are displaying an emotion for the viewers that are watching the movie to be connected to what you are playing out, because your movie can impact the life in one way or the other. And then also you need to be, how can I say, you need to be real. You need to be real. You don't need to fake things. You just need to work out the things by yourself, and then at the end of the day, the end results will be positive.
Okay. Can we hear from Jean now? Is Jean Didier, are you there now? How are you doing? And welcome.
Good afternoon, Augustine. Thank you for having me. I hope you guys can hear me.
Yes, we are getting you. Please,
Okay.
just share with us quickly your own assessment of the West African film industry.
Okay, the West African film industry is facing a lot of issues. Okay, and the main issue is a lack of structure in general, and specifically for actors, they don't have like a structured training programs, training programs where they can actually be like trained, and like where they can learn the skills to actually be an actor. That's the main issue. That's the main issue. We have many actors who did not receive like the basics teachings that will allow them to be able to really play in big movies, or to really play well in movies. That's one of the biggest issues. And also the fact that, like I said, the industry is not structured properly like it is like in the US, for example, and even Bollywood in India. So that's the assessment that I could make about the West African film industry.
Okay. Now, let's concentrate on the issue of field practice. Sometimes, yes, the academic aspect is there, but going in the field to perform these acts, what would you consider as the importance of these young people also going in the field and performing the acts, and not just maybe being taught in the classroom or in the movie industry? Jen, I'm with you quickly. Yeah.
Okay. Personally, I think like if we want them to perform well, they need to be trained well first. Okay, it's all about the training, because when we look at our actors and
what I will encourage you to do, Jem, perhaps you can just take the mark from your mouth so that you'll be clear, because it's bustling. You can just yes. Yes,
okay.
you just remove the
So
mark.
they need, if you really want like quality movies, we need to have quality, really qualified actors, and then that that only can be accomplished if they are trained well. That's the basic. That's the basics. Let's start with the basics. Okay, that's that's the point that I want to make, particularly about that.
Okay, with that, I come back to Brems. You think that the academic style of training, or maybe the formal, we say, or theoretical way of training, is that sufficient for young people to become professional actors?
I think, first of all, like he said, the training is something important for young actor. But the academic, for example, I can say the case of the Senegal because it's the country that I know. The academy in Senegal, we have a lack of academy to train actor. But it's the first case. The second case is, being an actor is first of all a choice. You have to prove the choice to be an actor. After the choice, you have to be passionate. After passionate, you have to be committed. And when you have the three part on you, you can pretend to be an actor. Even if you didn't come out an academical school, you can be an actor. Yeah.
Okay. In terms of the differences, have you, Ferdinand, have you noticed differences and maybe similarities when it comes to the West African film industry and that of other regional film industries or even globally?
Well, if I can see on that aspect, today we can see on Netflix we have some West African movies on Netflix that are up to date because the film producers or the filmmakers have put the resources needed in the movies to make it being attractive. Because it's not just all about making a movie, but it's all about making the movie to be attractive.
Okay.
And then selecting good actors. I see, as my co-panel earlier said, I would say it's not just about the theory, but it's about the practice. Because if you can mold somebody and bring out the best in him, it's going to give you the best quality that you need to make your film to be one of the best. So, for example, just take, for example, you watch an American movie today, you're going to see the actors are real, and everything moves smoothly. And today you come to Africa, you can count movies that have that same volume. For example, I can take Black Panther. Black Panther is an African movie that has everything combined together, but you can't know because everything has been put in place to have a good quality of a movie. So that's just what I can say.
Considering the focus of the African film industry, to some extent, and I'm with you, Afrida, to some extent, the movies industry in West Africa had a focus on portraying traditional beliefs of maybe a certain style of people. It could also be about the social aspect of young people. What mostly you observe that the West African film industry loves to portray?
Well, they also love to portray like comedies. African, we love to laugh, and well, that's how they attract their viewers in Africa. And also the storyline, like portraying the ladies as domestic at home, and the men, they're the breadwinner of the family. And also like royalty movies, like for the Nigerian movies, like there's The King and well, The Village and all that. I think that's how they catch the attention of their viewers in Africa mostly.
But so far, what interests you the most in terms of the videos you watch in the West African film industry?
Well, on Netflix, the storyline, like the movie Je suis capitaine, the Senegalese movie, I really love that because they show how our African brothers and sisters, like how they travel overseas, like through sea illegally, and what difficulties they face. They just showing the reality of illegal traveling, and I really like those type of movies, those storylines.
Okay. Now, let's hear from Jen, then we take a break. I'm concerned about the resources in terms of support for young people who are aspiring to become professional actors and actresses. What would you consider as the support base, maybe financially or morally, that is a challenge for these young people? Jen?
Okay, first of all, let me talk about maybe the moral part. Acting in general, even though things are a little bit changing now, okay, but acting is still seen as a bad career move for many parents, let's say. Like when a young actor or actresses want to get into that industry, the parents usually would tell them, look, you have to find a better career like lawyer, doctor, and stuff like that. So it's not well perceived, even though things are changing though in that specific in that category. But on a financial aspect, that's what if I heard you correctly, I think schools need to be created. That's the basics. Like I was saying earlier, we need to create the structure, the infrastructures, where and the programs where actors that really want to work in that sector to be trained well, to be really trained well. Then I think that's the things. Two of the things we that's what we need financial wise for young actors, young aspiring actors and actresses.
Okay, we will continue with that. So far, we've heard from our guests. They've all spoken well about their own assessment of the West African film industry. On this 8th edition of your Youth Exchange program, Take the Lead in the year 2025. Let's now take a trip to Liberia and join WADR's Monrovia correspondent Ibrahim Parker to tell us a bit about the Liberian film industry.
Hopeful now. Hopeful.
Which hopeful? Please, I beg you, don't come to me. Your brother said it right. Go and find somebody rich. A rich man.
The Cinnamon of Liberia, also known as Liberian Cinnamon, refers to the film-making industry in Liberia. It played a significant role in Liberian culture until it was negatively impacted by the Civil War, which led to the closure of the last cinnamon in the 1990s. However, in recent years, Liberian cinnamon has begun to flourish again, with one of its youngest and most talented filmmakers gaining international recognition. Atus Frank, born on May 4th, 1979 in Montserrat County, shares how he transitioned from a passion for electrical engineering to pursuing a career in the movie industry.
My passion for acting, I think it came naturally. 2003, I came in as a production assistant, and on I was fortunate to have started acting some minor roles. And gradually, I graduated from university. At that point in time, I decided to produce my first film. It's titled Jute, and I produced, directed, and starred in it. It was a big hit in Liberia.
And what was the pivotal moment that brought him to the world stage?
After I stayed in Ghana for almost 8 months, I have troubled all the producers. Friday is an audition. I went for that audition. It was so tense at that point in time. And then the director came and said he didn't like the lines that was in the script. And we rewrote the lines. He gave us 5 minutes to memorize everything. When the director said, okay, finally, let's do this. And then I got outside. I can never forget that day. I said, God, whatever I'm about to do here is not about me, but it's about you, oh God, that's going to change the face of Liberia film industry. I only said in Jesus' name. And then I walked through the door, and trust me, I did everything on point, and then everybody started applauding for me. That was the breakthrough.
Since then, Atus Frank has appeared in over 100 films and has received numerous nominations for various awards. He won the Best International Actor Award in 2012 at the African Academy Awards and the Heart of Grace Award in 2013. In 2015, he was honored with the Face of Africa Award, recognizing him as a permanent actor. Today, due to his dedication to the industry, Frank is celebrated in Liberia and across Africa as a young hero in the West African film industry. He is currently producing movies in Liberia, where he teaches and inspires many young Liberians interested in the film industry.
It hurts to live in this illusion we call love.
My love, what we have is not an illusion. It's true. It's pure. I understand how you feel, and I wish I can do something about it.
Thanks to our correspondent in Monrovia, Ephraim Parker, for that report.
Hey people, my name is Mello, Afrobeat singer from Guinea and Conakry. I love listening to the program Take the Lead on West Africa Democracy Radio.
Hello, my name is Fatou Bintou Rasouké. I'm the CEO of African Start Shop, and I love listening to your program Take the Lead on West Africa Democracy Radio.
And of course, welcome back. We will take your comments very shortly, but let's quickly focus on the aspect of recognition. To what extent the West African film industry is being recognized out there? But like Frida said, you watch these films on European Chinas, American Chinas, but to what extent those films are being recognized? And let's resume with you, Brahms. What do you make of the recognition of the West African film industry?
First of all, we should have a streaming channel for posting and diffusing our movie first. For pretending to be show it out of the country. We have a lot of things to do for our film industry here in West Africa, I think. Yeah, compared it to the European industry, we have a lot of things to do.
In terms of the recognition, has it been recognized to you?
Maybe in the past with Sembel Osman, but in this time, I'm not sure that we have this audience out of Africa.
What's about you, Freda?
Well, the West African films industry is a powerful tool for storytelling, reflecting the region's culture, tradition, and societal changes. With pioneers like Ousmane Sembène, like he said, it has evolved from a medium of social critic to an industry with global influence, while Nollywood in Nigeria dominates in output. Other countries like Senegal, Ghana, Burkina Faso contribute unique cinema styles, often blending traditional and modern storytelling techniques.
All right. So far, let's look at our social media feed. We have Sokna John says, Big Brother, I guess he's following. He says he's following from Senegal. Yes, from Senegal right here. And Astafai is also following from Senegal. It's a pleasure. Astafai is showing a thumbs up to Brahms. Yes, Brahms, someone is following you from right here in Senegal. And on our Facebook feed, we have George Watkins Jr. says, I'm following from a comfort zone in District 18, Montserrat County, Liberia. You can also do the same by also commenting and also share your points with us. We will read them out. Now, let's focus on your most talented maybe actor or actress. Everyone will have that person, you sort of like in terms of the moving aspect. But with you, Ferdinand, who can you consider as your most talented actor or actress within the West African film industry?
When we talk about the West African film industry, I would like go back in the 1990s, where we had people like Don Pedro, Canayo, because they portray our culture, what we do, and people ignore. And then when it comes to these town movies, romantic movies, you have guys like Ramsey Noir, Mike Gutson, because they try to bring out the gentleness and the body language you also share. And then when it comes to the brutality, the rascality of African culture, you have people like Yolo Doche, Zubi Michael, Jim Ike. Like you see, they really portray who Africans are really in nature. And you can also go to countries, when we talk about comedy, we have people they call Aki and Papa. They all made us to laugh, because in short, they are the one who draw more attention to the comedy in the West African films. And then when you come down to other countries like Ivory Coast, Abidjan, you see, they try to portray also something more natural about their daily activities.
Okay.
So can you say that those are the people that really draw my attention?
I don't know if I got you right. I didn't hear a female name, like an actress name. Or you're not the female type. You don't follow females and.
I do follow female actors, but what I seek for, like those that really impacted me, there are really men that I really look up to. Even like, okay, we'll talk about female, like somebody like Patient Ozokwa.
I'm not, like putting words in your mouth.
No, I do understand you. I do understand you. You have people like Patient Ozoko. She like try to bring you this real African mother. That okay, I'm in a polygamous family. Why that my children are not succeeding, but you want your children to succeed? I kill them. And then you also have Joyce Carlo, the way they play the royalties in movies.
Okay.
And then you also have ladies like Mercy Johnson that can bring the little madness of women most of the time.
Now let's hear from the lady. What's about you?
Me, I think Funke Akindele Bello from Nigeria. She's a comedian, movie actress, movie director, producer, and she also helps a lot of young actors and actresses in West Africa. I think in Africa, to be exact. I look up to her. I really like her movies, and she has shown that she's a hardworking woman. Yeah, and also Genevieve Nanji, with her powerful performance in Nigerian movies. She's one of the powerful women in African movie industry that has shown that girls can also make it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I love the part that Frida just feature her female gender. Yeah, Brims, what about you? You are already into the game, so
yeah,
tell us more about your interest and.
Yeah, I'm a person who like comedy. So my favorite actor is Golbert Diagne. I don't know if you know it, but he's our Louis de Finesse. You know Louis de Finesse?
Is he from Senegal here?
No, Louis de Finesse is a French actor, I think. Yeah,
okay.
French actor. He's like a Louis de Finesse. He, even if he didn't say anything in front of the camera, you're laughing. His name was Golbert Diagne.
Okay.
He was a very good actor, but he passed it.
Okay.
May his soul rest in peace. And also, Bas Diakhaté. We have a very good actor whose name is Bas Diakhaté. Yeah, he's a polyvalent actor. He can do a Muslim actor, he can do Christian actor, he can do everything that you want. Okay. And he very he reflects the lifestyle of Senegal, Bas Diakhaté. Yeah.
Okay.
They are two.
Now, before we take your recommendations, we'll also hear from you, Jen, to tell us your talented actor or actress that you know about. Philanthropist Ansu DCC Jr. says, good afternoon, Ambassador Augustine Colley. I'm live from Central Monrovia, K. Ladom Tokpa says, following from Liberia, thank you all for joining. Now it's time to take our recommendations. But before we will begin with you, Jean Lee, to firstly share with us your talented actor or actress that you know about, and then you provide recommendations in a form and manner that will cut across to movie producers, people who are responsible or controlling the movie industry. What can they do to help young people form part of this professional career? And then also to the young people who are aspiring but do not really have the skills. What can you also say to them? Please go ahead.
Okay, thank you both. But for like my favorite actor, growing up, there was like this actor in Senegal. He's still playing in major TV shows. He used to play in a movie called Saner. I always forget his name. Maybe one of the panelists can remind me his name. And I really liked his movie. Growing up, I watched all of his movie, and there is him. And there's also one Nigerian actor, I also forget his name, like light-skinned Nigerian actor who turned down a pastor, who is now a pastor, by the way. And I used to also watch his movies and really, really appreciate it. He was really a good actor. So those are the actors that I really like watching growing up or stuff like that. Now for the recommendations, I think in order for the movie industry to really change, let me take the example of Senegal, okay? Because realities are different depending on countries. So in Senegal, we don't really have like a business model really for the movie industry. Like I believe that every stakeholder of that industry in Senegal need to sit down and discuss how to really advance the industry, how to put in place a working business model so that every stakeholder will be able to see themselves in it. So yeah, that's pretty much it. And if you do that, schools will now be created to train young actors and actresses that want to really pursue that career. I think if you do that, many things will be fixed at the same time. That's pretty much my point, and it's the recommendation that I want to give to all the stakeholders of that industry.
Thank you. And to you, Brahms, what would you like to see evolved within the West African film industry with regards to the training of young talents?
I think first the young people should first of all be well trained. It's compulsory to be well trained, and even if you, like I said, even if you didn't have a academic school, you can read a book, you can use the internet to be well trained, and I think we have also audition, like here in Senegal. To participate in the audition is very hard to be selected in an audition. So you have to prepare some stuff before going to the audition to pretend to be an actor at the end. And to be well prepared, you have to be you should have a headshot, a good headshot first. You should have a resume of your credit. You should have maybe some like we say
is it like
I forgot the name.
Okay, but is it a form of having experience or idea or knowledge about the field?
If they didn't have a knowledge, they all have a smartphone.
Okay.
They can use their smartphone to make some movies and tell their story try to be an actor with their smartphone.
Yeah.
And with that,
try something.
Yeah, try something, and they will help them to know if they are in the good way to be an actor or an actress or not.
Okay. Thank you. What would you love to see happening positively for your fellow young people in the movie industry within West Africa, Frida?
Well, to be recognized internationally, and well, let's see. Well, for them to be famous,
Okay.
to not have a lot of difficulties, for it to be smooth for them, the opportunities to get a lot of opportunities, because like he said, it's really hard with the nepotism, the corruption and all that. It's hard for young actors and actresses in Africa to get a lot of opportunities. So yeah, I think opportunities and the recognition internationally.
We help them. All right, to you, Ferdinand.
Yeah.
Your recommendations.
Well, what I can recommend the youth that are really willing to be part of this journey. The first thing I'm going to tell them is believe in yourself. Believe in yourself, because if you don't believe in yourself, it's not a filmmaker that you're going to see that's going to believe in you. And then I now address myself to the filmmakers, they themselves. There's no school that can train an actor 100%. When a young actor comes towards you, each and everyone has a potential. So if you don't give him a helping hand, he will not grow. And also, just once if you're in your house and then you have this passion, this dream to be an actor, go in front of your mirror, practice, take a line, practice a line, and then just be yourself, and then learn what I'm going to tell you. Like, they should learn to separate themselves from distraction.
Okay.
If you want to be a good actor, separate yourself from distraction and be disciplined in what you want to do. And by so doing, I don't see any producer or any filmmaker that you are disciplined, you give yourself to work, is going to stop you from progressing. That's the only way. The only way to move forward. And what I can recommend to them is to work, and work.
Work, and work. Thank you, particularly to you, Jen, for joining us, especially via the Zoom. It's a pleasure to have you. We hope to, have another conversation with you on board. Thank you so kindly.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
All right. Let me thank you, Brahms, for sharing your knowledge with us. And you are already into the field of, acting. So it means a lot to young people listening to you today. We hope to have you another time. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you. It's a pleasure.
Okay. And to you, Frida, you also represent the young people's voices. Thank you for coming and showcasing your own talents and sharing with us what you understand about the film industry.
Thank you.
All right. And thank you, finally, Ferdinand, for being here.
It's such an honor.
All right. Well, this is where we call it a day on this edition, specifically the 8th edition of your Youth Exchange program. Take the lead on West Africa Democracy Radio, broadcasting on 94.9 FM, on our online platform, WADR English Service on Facebook and YouTube at WADR. Join us next Friday for another live episode of this program. Remember to take the lead in shaping the discourse for the betterment of young people in Africa. My name is Augustine Bilkali. Goodbye for now.
We thank you for listening to this program in Nigeria on Darling FM 107.3 Owerri, Southeast. We thank our listeners in Liberia on Alternative Youth Radio 98.9 FM, Nufa County, Kwakete Radio 100.9 FM, Bargan, DCN Radio 91.3 FM, Riversess, in Sierra Leone. We thank our listeners on African Young Voices